Hello folks, Angel here. Today I'm going to show you Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. Now this is part of a new series of videos that I'm going to be posting on YouTube where I recommend certain games. And these are games that in my opinion are really great games for whatever reason. So if you're not sure what to get, or you're not sure what to play, or you're just looking for something good to play, then follow this series of videos and you won't be disappointed. Well, I hope not. Alright, so let's get straight into it. I've been playing this game quite a bit, so I'm gonna just click on new game, and I'm not gonna load. It's just asked me if I want to save over my autosaves, and it's fine, because I've got a proper save already. Now there's a very big RPG element to this game. You can use the default squad, but who wants to do that, right? You want to create your own squad, and I've got this option because I've got veteran rangers already. So let's create a custom character. Alright, we're not going to change the appearance. Now, the first time I saw this screen, it was pretty intimidating because you don't know what does what and what you are going to face and so forth. So I'm going to give you guys a very small idea. So effectively, the first thing you need to do, you need to decide what is it that you are going to be focusing on. Now, you've got four rangers that you are going to make, and you want to kind of make each one of them a specialized character in something, or you can go for the overall well-rounded characters. It's completely up to you. What I did, I made two characters that are very high damage dealers. I made one sniper that is an even higher damage dealer, but has got a slow rate of fire, you can say. And then I made one technical guy that does all the additional stuff. He never did any combat, so he would be my dialogue guy, and he would do all my knowledge skills and general skills. So that is what I did. Now I'm gonna give you guys a quick overview of the attributes and just some things that I picked up as I was going that you might miss or that you might not know about. Okay, so seeing that this is a turn-based game, I will say one of the most important things are the action points. Everything you do in combat takes a certain amount of action points. If it is you're walking, you're reloading, you're shooting, you're throwing a grenade, whatever might be the case, action points is how much stuff you can do in a turn. Alright? So, in my opinion, this is one of the most important things to look at when you are creating a character. These two you can fix with these skills on the side, so I'm not going to worry too much about them now, and you shouldn't worry about them either. Because during the game you can actually modify your weapons to also increase this. So don't focus on that. Combat initiative is basically, you can read here on the right, how often your turn comes up in combat. The higher your combat initiative, the more often your ranger will get a turn in combat. Each enemy has their own combat initiative or turn order. Okay, so if you want to always make sure you're the first one in the fight to do something, then make sure your combat initiative is pretty high. Alright, evasion, we're not going to worry about evasion too much. That falls in the same category as these two. You can improve this with a whole lot of different items and trinkets. Constitution is basically your hit points. Combat speed is how far your character can move per action point. So this is important for, especially if you're using a melee character, or if you are using guerrilla warfare kind of tactics where you move somewhere, shoot 1 or 2 rounds and then move away so that the enemy has a harder time hitting you. So keep that in mind, because combat speed for me was a very important one as well. Okay, skill points per level, that will always be important, and your carry weight. Now, just to get into the carry weight, just remember something, that every gun you pick up, every armor that you equip has got a certain weight to it. So if you are wearing big heavy armor, you might actually not be strong enough to carry that armor, and then your guy will be over encumbered the whole time. So bear that in mind, and I'm going to give you guys an idea of what I did with my character, my two main damage dealing characters. Let me see if I can remember. Well, let me show you guys something else first. So if you want to figure out what all of these things do, you can read here at the bottom right, but you can also hover over these little squares. And this already, when I saw this in this game, it got my attention straight away, because this is attention to detail. So whoever made this game, they were focusing on some very important aspects of a game. I mean, they could have just put coordination and then put these blocks and never put a description about what it does. And then that would have been very frustrating. Then you had to go and Google and so forth. So I like this. You can see they put some effort into it. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just going to do coordination. If I put one more point in coordination, I will gain one more action point and a 1% chance to hit with ranged weapons. So don't worry about the chance to hit with ranged weapons, you'll get that action point. Now you see, if I hover here, it says you'll get 1 action point and 2 chance to hit with ranged weapons. That is not the case. See, if I take this now and I hover over the same square, you see it only increases the 1% chance to hit with ranged weapons. So just bear that in mind as you are going through here. And as you can see here, after you spend 3 points, then you get that second action point. So I'm not going to go through all of these. You guys can read them. Something I'm just going to point out is the charisma one. See here, you get 5% increased XP rewards. So when I just started, I didn't read much of anything here. I definitely missed the charisma one, because usually just think charisma is just for talking to people and getting deals and stuff. And I kind of missed the XP. Anyway, on my second playthrough, I made one character whose charisma was full, and yeah, trust me, they level up like crazy then. So let me just show you guys what I did with my damage dealing character. What else did I take away? If I remember correctly, I did something like this, because you have a lot of action points. Your range chance to hit also has a little bit of a bonus, even though I said that's not important. But this is by default, you get that because I'm actually just after the action points. Critical chance is 1%. Combat initiative of 10 is pretty decent. Evasion is 8%. Constitution is 41. Combat speed. Now these two damage dealing characters that I made, I gave them assault rifles, because overall the assault rifles are pretty decent. They're a very good base gun. And then I gave them a skill for close range. So I took bladed weapons as well. And that is where the combat speed comes in. For in case someone flanks or gets into my defenses, then I can run over and slice him and then get back into cover. That was the idea. And then the carry weight, because these two guys will be wearing heavy armor, so I had to make sure they get some strength, and with strength comes extra constitution per level, and a 1% critical hit damage with melee weapons. Alright, so like I said, my guys were going to use knives if the enemy got too close, and they work as good pack mules with the 105 pounds of weight they can carry. It's good. So now, to fix this, like I told you guys, don't focus on this, because we're going to fix it with this now. Pick a gun. I know you don't know how any of these guns work at the moment, but you should, if you have played a lot of other games, you should more or less know which guns are close range and which guns shoot far and which guns shoot fast. So like I said, assault rifles is a very good base weapon. So if you're not sure which gun to take assault rifles. They fill a very wide variety of situations. Handguns are more close range, and they can be deadly. It even says their handguns are fast and deadly at close range. So let me show you guys why they are deadly. Every point, see these skill points that you get here? So every level, this character is going to get 3 skill points. That is these skill points. And on handguns, for instance, you're going to spend 2 skill points, and then you see there plus 25% base chance to hit, plus 6% base critical chance. for just 2 points. And every point you increase it, your chance to hit with this gun is increased by 5%, and your base critical chance is increased by 6%. As you guys can see, that base critical chance goes up very quickly. So that is what makes the pistols pretty deadly. They score a lot of critical hits. Yes, their base damage is slightly lower, but the perks that you get with this gun make it absolutely terrifying close range. So now you see there's these orange diamonds. Now this is basically the more proficient your character gets with a gun, then you'll be able to pick one of these perks. Now you can't have all of them. So for instance, I can't remember now for the life of me on which levels. I think it's every level 5 you are able to pick another perk. So this is just you unlock the perk zeroed, and then here you unlock Bandit, and then Gunslinger, and then Desperado. I can't remember what these perks do out of the top of my head, but I do know my sniper was used sniper rifles and handguns, and if someone got close to it, I would just murder them with the handgun very quickly. So now you can pick, let's say for instance this guy. Okay, let's get away from handguns quickly. He's going to use assault rifles, and then let's go like that. He's going to use assault rifles and he's going to use bladed weapons. Try not to use every gun, because then you're like a jack of all trades but a master of none. So focus and specialize in certain weapons. I specialize in 2 for medium range and for close range, and that is more than enough. You don't need to be able to shoot every single gun in this game. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to knowledge skills. Now this is my fighter. So what I did with my tech guy, I took all of these skills and these skills with him. He wasn't a combat character at all, so he didn't have any of these combat skills. So he would be my designated medic, field medic, and the difference between a field medic and a surgeon is field medic is when your characters are still alive, he can heal them and restore HP. Surgeon is when your characters get a very bad injury or they die, then he can resurrect them and bring them back. So don't get confused with these two, because on my first playthrough I just took, I think it was surgeon, and I couldn't heal my guys. So just watch out for that. And toaster repair might not make sense to you, because the first time I played I didn't even take any toaster repair points. And then I found these toasters and I'm like, what the hell is inside a toaster? All that they are is they're just random containers that can give you something really cool. That's all that they are. And in my opinion, it's worth it. It's kind of not worth it. It's up to you if you want to take it. And like I said, with that tech character of mine, I took demolitions with him. So he started off as a non-combat character, and then eventually he started lobbing grenades everywhere, because I had like a ton of grenades and dynamite and stuff everywhere, and I wasn't using it. So he's the guy. And I think with this skill, improvised explosives, when you disarm a demolitions trap, then you have a chance to get those demolitions, and then you can use it yourself, which is quite nifty because the explosives are very expensive in this game. I'm not going to go through all of the skills, but just to give you guys an idea what I did with this character, I took all of his stats away, gave him a lot of intelligence and charisma so that he levels fast, and he gets a lot of skill points per level, because he had to do all of these knowledge skills and some of the general skills, so he needed a ton of skill points. And I think currently my damage dealing guys were level 27 and he was 32 or 33, so you can see there's a big difference in XP, because every level you go up you need more XP to actually level up. So he's excelling at a ridiculous rate, but you do need it because these things take a lot of skill points. And if I can give you guys a little tip on that, leave some skill points in the pool. As you progress through the game, you can pick, okay, now you're at a safe that you're struggling with, put some points into safe cracking, or just decide you're going to skip all the safes and you're just going to go with whatever you can lockpick and toasters that you find. Completely up to you. And that's the part I love about this game. You don't have to be able to do something in a certain way. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. Let me just put these points back. Okay. Let's look at general skills. Let me just see if there's something here. Okay, for dialogue options, hard ass, kiss ass, and smart ass. My technical guy, I took these skills for him as well, because he was the one that was handling all the dialogue. And I gave him leadership, because as you can see, part of Charisma's bonuses is the top one, plus 18 meters leadership radius, if you've got it on level 10. It increases the influence range of leadership. And if you look at leadership, let me just see if I can remember some of, yeah, as you can see on the first level, it reduces chance of followers ignoring orders in combat by 5%. Now there are some other characters that join your group, and that is what they are talking about. The more other characters join your group, the bigger chance there is for them to go rogue. All that means is that they won't listen to your orders, and they'll do their own thing. So this reduces that. And because my guy's got a bigger area of influence, you can move those characters further away from yourself. And then if you see the bottom one, increase nearby allies' chance to hit by 2%. So that was also part of why I said don't focus too much on this, because there's a lot of stuff that can affect it. And on this level, okay, it just basically climbs on a normal, just on a steady increment. Just trying to see if there's like a big bonus at the end. No. The perks, I can't remember the perks. I do remember I took one or two of them, but for the life of me I can't remember now what they do. So yeah, now we've made our fighter. Now I'm just going to say next. Now quirks are something that has got a positive and a negative side to it. Now if memory serves right, I didn't take any quirks for my guys, because the drawbacks, I didn't like some of the drawbacks. So they feel more like the drawbacks are more gonna cause problems for you than the pros of it. Let me just see. Okay, so just to give you guys an example, Fainting Goat. When an enemy scores a critical hit on you, you have a 35% chance of fainting, causing them to miss, which is good. But while fainting, you get pushed back in the combat order, so your combat initiative kind of messes up there, and that is something that you also might not want, but you also don't want to let the enemy get a critical hit on you. So it's difficult. So you have to decide carefully. But if you're new to this game, I would really suggest go with no quirks until you've played it a little bit, and then decide to start over, so that you've got a better idea of what the game is about. Okay, so now that I've given you guys a quick overview of the skills, I'm gonna... let me see if I can just start. I'm just going to start with one character. Now, this here is... how do I put this? Don't play this game on rookie. I would really suggest playing it on seasoned or ranger. My first playthrough, I didn't complete the game. I'm still busy with it. But I was playing on seasoned, and it was a welcome challenge. I did play one game on a ranger, and that was a, how can I say, I wanted to see how much more difficult it is, and yes, it is a lot more difficult. So then I just carried on with my seasoned game. But I would really say don't play it on rookie unless you are really struggling on seasoned. And Supreme Jerk, I don't think I'm gonna even try that. Yeah, no. So let's just go seasoned at the moment. So I just want to show you guys very quickly how the game itself looks, and then that will be the end of this video. Just want to show you guys one or two things. Beginning. So I'm just gonna skip that. Okay, so General Vargas, he will be the guy that will be guiding you through this entire game over the radio. He's the boss. And like I said, I don't want to give away too much of the story and so forth. So I'm going to keep this very brief. So yeah, this is General Vargas, and he's talking to our character, and you can see a smart ass, hard ass, and kiss ass. Sometimes you have other dialogue options, and then you can use one of these attributes, and then if you succeed you get bonus XP, or you get bonus information, or whatever might be the case.
Are you walking away from much better? Now your mission, I know you're going to.
Yeah, he just tells you it's the tutorial mission. So now, this is where you are, Ranger Citadel. You need to go to the radio tower.
There. Now, good luck out there, recruits.
I'm just skipping this. Alright, so here we are. This is our character. And if you go into your character sheet, you'll see, remember we picked assault rifles, and we picked bladed weapons. So that these will also be the weapons that you start with. You'll start off with a very bad assault rifle, and then just a standard knife. And as you can see, as I'm hovering over this knife, it costs 3 action points for a melee attack. And on the rifle, it's only got single shot mode. It takes 4 action points to shoot with the rifle. Yeah, okay. Oops. This is where you equip some of your items that you pick up. There's your head, your torso, you get packs, you get armor, you get pants, and then these are trinkets. Trinkets can boost a variety of things on your character. Okay, this you'll know already. This you'll also know, where you assign different points, but what you can see here, you can actually see some of the perks now. So like one of these that I didn't know, self-defense for bladed weapons. So if you look for self-defense, there it is. It can say benefit +1 armor at close range with bladed weapons. Okay, so you've got 1 extra armor if you're using a bladed weapon at close range. Which is good, because you'll see as you're playing through how armor works in this game. Alright, the controls are pretty simple. You scroll out with the mouse to get a top-down view, and you just right-click where you want your characters to move. And this is Ace, and I'm not going to tell you too much about Ace, but a tip I can give you a little bit later on. These guys will move away, and you can pick up the shovel, and you can actually dig up Ace. So try that, but that's also where my information is going to stop for now. I really do recommend Wasteland 2. It's really good. So give it a play, whichever way you need to get it. Buy it on Steam on a special. Just get it. It's a really good game. And this is where the end of the video is going to be. If you guys would like me to make a follow-up video with some other hints and tips, or if you want me to show you guys where I am in the game with the loadout that I've got and stuff like that, leave a comment and I'll have a look and see what I can do about making a video. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.